What's up, ladies and gentlemen? This is TDS Darth Wage back at you with another video yet again. And in this video, I just wanted to bring you some of my 2v1 matches that I have had. This video right here is a video that I did not get to upload before the update because I was uploading that Heroes versus Villains greatest match ever recorded, and that took forever for it to upload and process and all that stuff. So I did not get to upload this, but I wanted to take the time to actually go ahead and upload this, and I wanted to address some things that I have seen some people in the community saying. Now, the thing is, I've seen some people saying that Battlefront 2 takes no skill to be good at, as if there is no skill factor in Battlefront 2 at all. Now, this I highly disagree with, because no matter what kind of game you go to, if it has a competitive multiplayer, the key word for you to pay attention to is the term competitive. And multiplayer, if it is a competitive multiplayer and not co-op, then it has some skill factors to it. Any game that is competitive has some kind of skill factor to it. Now, just because it's not Halo and dare I say Call of Duty, anyway, just because it's not a mainstream game, or anything like that, or a real popular game, a game that did extremely well or whatever, it does not mean that it takes no skill to be good at. Now, the things that you need to pay attention to whenever it comes to skill is primarily based on how you play as an individual. Now, like this right here. As you saw, this was a 2v1 situation, right? But I guess fighting two people at the same time would take zero effort, zero skill, no effort at all, right? I mean, I'm just saying, to me, that sounds like a load of crap. Just my personal opinion. Whenever you're in a match, you are in a match, and you are facing multiple opponents by yourself, of actual people, online people. Now, just because some of the players that you encounter may be bad, does not mean that the game takes zero skill. That actually stands out that the game would be more skill-based than you think. If you are doing good in a game that everybody else is doing bad in, does that make you a bad player who just does cheap things or something? I really don't believe so. Like, for example, you just have to know how to play your character, alright? Because everybody isn't going to be capable of what you are capable of, which means that you are a very talented player in the game you play, in the game that you have a passion for, in the game that you love. This is where I find it stupid that people are saying that it takes no skill to be good at a game, at any game really, that has a competitive multiplayer aspect to it. But like, whatever, that is a opinion. That is not a fact. There is no fact in that. That is just a matter of personal opinion for people who play the game. If you don't think the game takes any skill to be good at, then okay, that is your personal opinion, and yes, you are entitled to your own personal opinion. However, the issue I have is whenever people start trying to push their thoughts and opinions on others as if it was fact, without providing any evidence whatsoever, it just makes your debates void. It literally just makes you sound stupid or uneducated to be saying such things without even providing any kind of proof. What are you going to say about Battlefront 2? What, Vader has more health than everybody? Okay, so what does that mean? Whenever you're playing as Yoda or any other character that has less health than another character and less damage than another character, which means they would have the advantage over you, right? And if you come out the victor over somebody who has an advantage over you in every way, that would mean that it would took skill to beat that person who has the upper advantage. that's where a skill factor comes into play. Because if there was no skill factor, he would just dominate you no matter what, and it would be 100% unfair. You know, it would just be a one-sided game. But in this game, you actually have to use your brain when fighting other people, like this right here. I froze him in place to gain my health. I threw that pull just so that way he would go into blocking, so I'd get my health. Now this is where you got to dance on your opponents. That right there. That right there, see, he was sloppy, he was too aggressive, he had no form. And me, whenever I was using Kylo just then, I was using more of Form 5. It was more of counterplay than anything. But, like with this Luke that I'm about to use right now, you know, this I don't really validate too much as skill. Yes, it is a 2v1, but as you see, I'm playing sloppy. I'm being very aggressive, and they're just terrible. Like, they're just swinging wildly, and that's about it. That's all they know how to do. So I don't really consider me beating them anything skill-based. However, whenever it comes to... Let me see who we got coming up real quick. Just give me a second. Okay. So I'm using Kylo right here. Alright, so there is going to be skill involved in this, I believe. Okay, so pretty much my teammate is going to die. Alright. So it's going to be me versus who? Versus Anakin Skywalker and Luke Skywalker. I pulled him away so that way I could get into a 1v1 situation. As you see, I am dancing on him. As you saw, whenever I dodged, I'm dodging behind them. And that actually does take skill in a game, in this game, to get behind people and get through their block. See, like, just look at how I'm playing and compare that to how they are playing. They are playing, and this is where a lot of people would say, you know, oh, that's just a bad player. No, I'm just a good player. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are a bad player. It just means that I am very good at what I do. And I'm not trying to brag or boost it up to be any better than what I am. But I'm just trying to point out the facts, because I'm getting tired of people trying to say that, you know, a multiplayer game takes no skill at all, when it actually does. And I actually am going to be bringing you a better video to further prove this. You know, it's going to be a separate video, but, you know, I'm just trying to show you the matches that I've been in, where I've been in 2v1 situations, and for you to say that takes no skill at all is absolutely ridiculous. I'm just saying. Yes, I do get that there are abilities that immobilize you. You know, if you're talking about abilities, then somewhat yes, and I still would have to disagree in some kind of way. Like, look at how I'm playing as Luke right here. This is strategic. I'm dancing on them. Like, literally, they don't know which direction to fucking turn. I'm fighting Vader and Kylo at the same time. Look at this. I'm dancing on them. I'm getting behind them. They don't know what to do. I'm fast. I'm going in on them. Like, I just fought him. I killed Kylo. I got choked, alright? And I barely lost any health. See, as you notice, I'm hitting and then I'm dodging. I hit and I dodge. I'm not trying to dodge away. I'm trying to dodge through. I'm trying to dodge to them. I'm using my rush to get behind him, get a hit, dodge, and then he turns, and when his back is turned to me, I completely punish him for looking the wrong direction. So for you to say that's not skill-based at all, once again, I must say, is absolutely ridiculous. To me, that's my personal opinion. I'm not going to say it's a fact, but it is my personal opinion.
This is where the fun begins.
So, Anakin, on the other hand, I don't really see him as too skill-based, for the simple fact is his abilities. Now, the reason I say this, because of his abilities, that right there, that's literally 4 free hits just because, okay, I did my pull dominance, then I hit him with my heroic might. While he's on the ground, I hit him with a punish of 2 free hits. Now, that in itself, with that being said, is a slight skill. Alright, not too much, because of the ability itself to get all them free punishes. But then again, if they would have been playing correctly, I never would have been able to get those free hits now, would I? Now, for the final example, Darth Maul. Now, you cannot say using Darth Maul versus Luke and Obi-Wan at the same time takes no skill at all. Why? Because Obi-Wan's mind trick will restrict you from doing anything for a few seconds. Luke has a push and a repulse, and Obi-Wan has a push, and he has a defensive rush to completely drain your stamina dry if you allow it. Right? Okay, so that is literally a counter for Darth Maul in just about every way. Now, whenever you see me play as Darth Maul in this fight, yes, you can go ahead and say these people are bad or whatever, or you could go ahead and give me my due credit and say that I'm actually really good at this game. The choice is yours. Like I said, it is your opinion. Whatever you want to say, I mean, I'm not going to try to tell you what you can and can't say because that is your choice. So let's go ahead and see how this goes. Alright, right here, I'm calculating my distance. Watch that. See that? I calculated my distance of where I would land using Darth Maul's spin attack. I calculated the distance that I would land right behind him, in which I did. Now I'm blocking, I'm being defensive until that mind trick runs out. There we go, landed behind him, dance on him, got a free hit, choked him, threw him, punish, go through, and guess what? His friend tried to jump in, and now it's officially a 2v1 with his friend Obi-Wan almost dead already. And he didn't even land a single blow on me. Now for you, that is skill, my friends. That is true skill. Now with him, I dashed past him, got that. Now spin attack, dead. Alright, now it's a 1v1 situation. But it's still an official 2v1. You cannot deny this. Alright, so let's see. We have to observe our opponent. Right? I caught him while he was trying to do an emote. You may call that cheap. I call it strategy. Alright, there we go. I calculated my distance again, got the free hit, and he used his repulse, knocked me to the ground. Now we're back to the blocking session, and this is where I say that people have no skill whenever they do nothing but block. Whenever they literally, like, look at him right there. What is he doing? He's at the edge. Now it is smart, because I can't spin attack past him because I'll end up flying off the map. It's kind of cheap depending on how you look at it. It's cheap under a competitive aspect, but it's also strategic under a tactical aspect. So as you see, he's trying to keep his distance on me, and yes, but I know how to calculate the distance of my abilities. I know how to use my abilities properly, in which gains me the advantage. I also have to play aggressive, because just doing one hit dance, you have to change up your strategy. You have to be unpredictable whenever you are doing 2v1s. So yes, like right here, I am going to wait until he uses his ability, and then I'm going to counterattack him right there. Guess what? Match over. I countered your strategy with my strategy. But anyway, that's going to be all for this video. If you agree with what I said in the video, then please give me a like, comment, subscribe, and share.